Our next segment, our panel special segment, is on the development of the Meta Quest 3, which is expected to release in the fall of this year. That is the window 2023. That's going to be starting at $499. And a development for the Apple Vision Pro, and the memes for that have really dominated the social media space. And we're going to leverage our expertise for looking at both of these. And Brian, we have been talking about these since last week, and it shouldn't be confused, and I'm going to let you cover this, but it shouldn't be confused that they are really direct competitors of one another. They provide a different experience for those that buy it. So, and I understand that the price is $3,500 for the Apple Vision Pro. So, Brian, let me turn it to you. Your thoughts here on the Quest 3 and the Apple Vision Pro. And then you could talk also about your setup here, and that you are interfacing with us in VR. So take it away.
All right. Thank you, Joe. And so let me preface this by saying the Apple Vision Pro is not a VR headset. It's not an AR headset. This is a new class of device that Apple is referring to as a spatial computing device. Yes, hello. Can I help you?
Hella wants the Apple Vision Pro. She's already made her decision. Coming to dogs sometime soon.
The main thing here is what a lot of people aren't giving this credit for is this is going to be the first device that will be strapped to someone's face that has the computing power of essentially strapping a MacBook Air to your face. So there's that. You know, this is not a little VR headset or an AR headset or anything like that. This is literally, you put this on your face, it is a computer. There's supposed to be like a lot of the headsets these days are using a 5K display across both eyes. A lot of the budget headsets aren't that high a resolution yet, but they usually come out to about 2K per eye. With the Apple Vision Pro is actually claiming that each eye will have a greater than 4K resolution display. Just let that sink in.
Yeah, let that sink in real quick. I don't know about you, Derek, but I see life in high definition. So if I can see life in higher than 4K, how do you feel about that, Derek?
Well, so it's not even so much about that.
I'm still trying to understand what exactly it is. Like, what do you?
So, Joe, do you have the video queued up by chance?
I do not.
But... Okay. So the Apple Vision Pro is essentially a spatial computing device, but for simplicity's sake, we'll call it AR. It has two distinct modes. You have AR mode, which allows you to still see the area around you, but it will have displays for different apps, screens, a desktop if you want it to, it's a fully functioning device. You want to pull up a TV and have a giant TV floating in front of you, you can do that. The part about the 4K per eye, over 4K per eye, is pretty much, you're talking about retina displays for each eye. Now, the retina displays were defined by Apple as the most that you can see before your eye can't tell any difference in quality, the average person. So that means screen door effect will theoretically be gone. And the usability tests that folks have had so far have said they could not see pixels. And that's one of the biggest problems that you have in the VR and AR headsets now. So if you're telling me that you're putting 4K cameras on the outside of this thing to record the AR environment, to record your environment around you, to display the AR environment in AR pass-through, and you can't see the pixels, on the displays that are in front of you. That means that the text is going to be incredibly easy to read. You're not going to get the headaches from it because you're not going to get any of the blurring or the screen door effects. This is a totally different class of device. So the early adopters are going to pay an early adopter tax because they're looking for people that are really going to dive into this. They want people that are going to get inspired to make apps for this, or to, get their friends to make apps for it and try it out as a group. They're looking for people that are going to steer the direction of this new class of device. The Meta Quest already has its niche. The Meta Quest Pro kind of already has its niche as an AR headset that does VR. The Apple Vision Pro is set to be able to do both AR and VR almost seamlessly, while also having this new weird thing where when you're in AR, your eyes show on the front of the screen. When you're in a VR environment, it clouds it up. So it's interesting. You'll be able to FaceTime on it, and it makes like this deep fake version of your face from when it scans you when you're setting it up. And it projects like this deep fake version of your face in the FaceTime call, which I think is really creepy, but also kind of cool. Because it's also like, okay, so if you've set up the device and you give it to somebody else and they get a FaceTime call, are they talking as you? It's just a different voice. Like I want to see how this works. I guarantee you I am going to be an early adopter of this device because I do want to help shape the ecosystem and where it goes. I want to show that there's going to be there's going to be activity in gaming and in productivity. Like, I want to use this as a computer. If I'm just chilling in my living room and I want to hop on the computer and do some crazy stuff and maybe play a game while I'm in Discord, I could do that, from a living room without getting off the couch, or I could be in bed freaking playing some games or what have you. I could be in my office. I could be wherever. And then the way it's also set up is if you have a MacBook or if you have a Apple device, if you look at that device, the screen pops up virtually. It's crazy.
And the documentation too that has been provided following the press note, I think is what I'm specifically thinking about, showing these visuals where FaceTime calls, for example, you have your presentation on one side of the room, you have what would be the squares where your individuals that you're FaceTiming, where they would be, and can be spread out within your perspective. And it's a versatile device. We saw a PlayStation 5 controller with a NBA 2K, one of the NBA 2K games. So it's not a gaming device, but the versatility gives opportunity for gamers to use it as a spatial display for playing a game. So it's interesting how this is going to develop, and whether you see gamers shift to want to have this as a display, if you will, instead of maybe fans like me that like to go out and buy the latest LG. I'm looking at my LG C2 right here next to me. Yeah. Derek, how do you feel about spatially displaying your world around you, your FaceTime calls? If you have family members that don't get along, you can literally spread them out in your display when you are FaceTiming them.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not a big FaceTimer. I actually don't even have an iPhone, but it seems cool. Weren't they talking about a Google, like Google Glasses was doing this or something at one point? Or they had those?
So that's the fun part of this history is AR hasn't really had a niche. Hasn't really other than industrial applications. So Google Glass, when that first came out, they made the mistake of doing that open beta and developer kit. There weren't enough people who were interested. So it ended up, the people that were the most interested were actually in the industrial sector. So you'll see Google Glass actually still gets used in factories. But yeah, there's not much else outside of industrial use that Google Glass is used for anymore. Microsoft kind of hit the same thing where design studios love using the Microsoft HoloLens, but outside of the HoloLens, it was kind of a flop. They never really got past selling it at the developer kit level, unless it was for enterprise use. Now you fast forward to an affordable Pro headset that was an AR headset. That was the Quest Pro. The Quest Pro, really good headset. It's a really good headset. The price tag at the time was like $1,400, which had everybody in sticker shock. But it's now dropped in price. It's like $900. If you wanted an experience that's kind of going to have a better AR experience than what the Quest and the Quest 2 and 2B, the Quest 3, they're not going to give you the best AR experience. I've got it in AR mode right now. You can't see my background, but my full field of view is actually my living room, but it's a very pixelated image, and it's only in black and white.
You're in the darkness, Brian.
Pro,
I'm worried about you.
If I had the Quest Pro, I would be looking at a color image, still kind of fuzzy. With the Apple headset, it would be a 4K video image of what I'm seeing. So it would be basically like you're looking at a 4K video of your environment while you're doing your thing. The other key thing to point out is there's no controllers. It's all hand gestures and eyes. It tracks your eyeballs and it sees what you're looking at, and then you just click your fingers. And when you click your fingers, it selects whatever it is that you're looking at. It's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I am hyped. I am going to buy one of these because it is going to be my type of device.
And then you're going to play the new Cyberpunk 2077 expansion on a spatial display and listen to the radio station of Sasha Grey. That's what's going to happen. Well, all right. Great information, great input for these two devices here. And that is going to be the ending of our special panel segment tonight.